All right, we are going to talk about how to navigate the 4th of July. If you do not live in the United States and celebrate that, this could be any big holiday that maybe you celebrate. Some tips to help you navigate this upcoming weekend. One, you could start banking some extra calories now. So if you're somebody who does track calories or track points, you could put a little bit aside for cushion for the day of 4th of July if you know you're going to be doing some kind of barbecuing with your family or having lots of more treat options, right? So that's number one. Not excessive, okay, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're overly hungry through the week and potentially maybe creating a situation where you might binge, but just a couple hundred, right? A couple calories or points. And if you're watching this on Tuesday, you've got several days to do this. And number two, the day of the 4th of July, do not hoard your calories or points or wait to eat till you get there, because trust me on this, I've tried that multiple times in multiple scenarios, and most of the time you're going to fall flat on your face. Because if you go in ultra hungry, you will gnarl your own arm off trying to get to the buffet. It's not very ladylike. Eating solid protein, fibers, veggies, breakfast and lunch, feel content going into that event, even if it means drinking like a good protein shake before you go. Whatever will take the edge off, do that. The less overly hungry you are, the better. Now, the problem I see with a lot of these kind of 4th of July things is food is left out all the time, right? Whether it's appetizers, whether it's treats, whether it's just a buffet in general. And what you want to do is stick to your eating windows. Now, back when we had COVID and the quarantine, I explained to you how because you're home now doesn't mean you eat all the time. You should be pretty, actually, hopefully good now, if you've been following me for a while, about blocking out time to eat. So you normally eat breakfast at this time, lunch at this time, snacks at this time, dinner at this time, maybe an evening treat. The reason that schedule is so important is it's your personal boundaries. It has nothing to do with anyone else. So if you're at one of these events and there's food out, what you remind yourself is, oh, this isn't one of my eating times. I will come back when it's my eating time and I will put the food on a plate. Now, if everyone is sitting down at 5 o'clock to eat, I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about when we find ourselves wanting to nibble and graze on food the entire time we're there, and we don't have a specific point at which we stop what we're doing. We go get a plate, we put food on a plate, we sit down and eat the food. So if you're normally eating dinner between 5 and 6 and this food is out, I would like to see you waiting till 5 o'clock, go up, get an entire plate of dinner food that you would enjoy, sit down, eat it, and then if you normally have a treat or something to that effect, you would go back at that time and you would also take a plate, put food on the plate, sit down and eat it. What my eyes should not see, right, is you standing by the buffet, picking, nibbling, eating, right from the table to your face, that kind of a thing. That gets us in trouble every single time. If nothing else, even if you ate the entire time you're there, if every time you want to eat something, you plate it, you sit down and eat it, it will be less calories, it will be less often because you'll get annoyed with the whole process. So that kind of can become one of your golden rule, right? Every time I want to eat, I plate it, sit down to consume it. So the next thing that we want to talk about is, what about if it's at your house? Uh-oh, I've got all this stuff left, Heather. I've got trays of brownies and cookies and appetizers. So ahead of time, get either some Glad Tupperware containers, maybe some little doggy to-go bags. Get in touch with somebody that you can trust and say to them, hey, look, I'm hosting this event. I know we'll probably end up with leftovers. Could you help me take these containers or these bags and make it to go for each person here? And then what they do is they bag everything up, they hand it out as people are leaving. Whatever's left, you don't have to see now because it's in a container, you throw it away. If they don't want it and you know it's self-destructive to you, you get rid of it. You don't keep it at your house, because then what happens is it goes from one day of indulgence, the 4th of July, to, oh, I've got trays of brownies and cookies in here and I keep finding myself in here nibbling on them. Now, if you really love them and you want to have them a second day, portion out what you want, stick it in a container, put it in your fridge, but the rest of it goes. And this has been one of my personal things I do. We sometimes host Thanksgiving or Christmas, and I bag things up. First off, I don't make nearly as much as I used to, but then I bag it up and I send it home. What's not bagged up and sent home, that's not real food, goes in the trash. And the thing that I think about is, I'm either going to store this excess body fat by eating more than I need and or want, or I can let the trash can become super bulgy. Not me. And that's the direction I go with that. Plus, most of the foods that I'm going to probably want to nibble and graze on are not the best options. They're not going to be the lean turkey burger and the reduced fat baked beans. It's going to be the cookies, the brownies, yada yada, cobblers and whatnot, right? So it's the fun foods. It's not going to be the nutritiously dense stuff. So plan to get rid of it right after the event. I'll be honest with you, that in of itself is going to save a lot of people a lot of struggle, because that's where I see it going on for days and days afterward, because those things will last like forever. So I hope this tip helps. What are we going to do? Pre-budget, if we can, a little bit extra each day towards the weekend. 2, the day of, make sure you're nailing protein and fibrous veggies, not going into the event hungry. 3, you're going to sit and eat like a human off of a plate. Try as much as you can to stick to your normal eating windows and remind yourself of what those are, so you're not constantly trying to eat food. 3, make sure that if you are hosting the event or you know someone's going to offer you food to take home, you get rid of it. Maybe keep one treat for the next day and you could just pre-budget that in and eat it, but do not allow yourself to roll it into the next couple days eating foods that don't serve you. I hope this helps. You guys have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon.